legendary sea monster. It's massive,
sea monster.
terrifying,
Yes.
and hungry. Thankfully, it's just a myth.
Oh, your
Right?
teeth.
What if this
I know,
behemoth of the
I know.
sea actually existed? How would this leviathan live in the
The
real
Kraken.
world?
Kraken in the real world.
How would this monster affect our lives?
A Kraken.
Yes.
This is what if.
What are
And
those?
here's what would
Big
happen if the
Kraken.
A big
were
Kraken.
real.
Yes.
A Kraken is real.
It's time to dive in. We're getting up close and personal with the mythical cephalopod feared by ocean dwellers and land lovers alike.
Oh, look.
The
Yes.
Kraken.
Oh, look. Kraken.
How exactly would the Kraken live in our world? First, we would
Hey,
categorize the Kraken as a cephalopod. Like
Kraken is the octopus?
Squid and cuttlefish.
Yes.
The Kraken would be a highly advanced and intelligent marine animal. Cephalopods are soft-bodied, so they have no bones to become fossils.
They don't have
That would
bones.
explain why
Hey,
we
look.
haven't found any remains of
Kraken
the
is
Kraken.
there.
Kraken is
But it
there.
also proposes
Hey,
a
look,
terrifying
What's
possibility.
that?
Teeth.
If the
Yes.
Kraken lived by the
Hey,
laws of
look.
science,
I don't look.
it wouldn't be immortal,
I
which means there's more
Missing?
than one.
teeth. Teeth is Kraken.
Teeth of the
Baby
Kraken.
Yes.
Baby
As to
Krakens.
where this is happening, we assume it would remain in the North Atlantic
A
Ocean.
beach.
That being
Yes.
said, the species of giant squids alive today inhabit all of the world's oceans, so we shouldn't consider ourselves to be safe yet. Your
I
first
safe.
hint that you may be in the presence of a
I
Kraken
safe.
Yes,
is
we
that
are
it
not
catches lots
safe
of fish.
because there are
I
lots
mean,
of
a
Kraken.
lot of
I
fish.
Lot of
If it
fish.
seems too good to be true, that's because it is. The Kraken is scaring the fish towards the
Kraken is
surface,
scared.
and that's a
Yes.
harbinger of death for unwary sailors. Giant squids hunt by keeping still in deep waters. When a fish gets close enough to the dangling tentacles, it's pulled into the squid's grasp and is unable to escape the suction cups that line the tentacles. We can assume that the Kraken hunts in a similar style, but
Oh, look.
fish isn't on its menu. It wants you, your crew, and your ship. The Kraken is described in folklore as being the size of a few small islands, and its back was 1,500 meters in circumference. It's also said that the Kraken was able to pull massive ships completely underwater with its tentacles. How strong would it have to be to pull this off? Well, Archimedes' principle states that the buoyant force of an object submerged in a fluid equals the weight of the fluid that the object displaces. If you take the gross tonnage of your ship and multiply it by the density of seawater and gravity, then subtract the weight of your ship, it will give you the force that the Kraken needs to use to pull your ship under the water. For the Kraken to pull a regular-sized ship completely underwater, it would need to exert a force of just over 400,000 kilograms. In non-mathematical terms, the Kraken is very, very strong. And you? Well, I'm sorry to break this to you, but you're Kraken food. It's safe to say that if at least one of these monsters dwelled beneath the ocean, anything involving sea travel would have happened very, very differently. How would it affect us? Well, if this monster of the deep is lurking in the Atlantic, it would have changed history as we know it. The Vikings wouldn't have been able to sail overseas if this sea monster was eating them. Come to think of it, Christopher Columbus and his crew may have ended up in a watery grave and never made it to the New World. In fact, North America might not have been discovered at
Don't
all
move.
until the invention of air travel. Now, we could assume that explorers evaded the Kraken on their voyage, but with the Kraken being such a massive creature, it would need a lot of food to sustain
Are
itself.
you scared of the Kraken?
Meaning it doesn't look good for anyone who likes
Are you
to go in
scared?
the water.
Yes.
Scary
Thankfully,
Kraken?
the Kraken isn't currently devastating the ocean
You want to
today.
go there in the beach?
If it ever
want to see a
existed
Kraken?
in the first place, it
I'm
would have been
scared.
gone long
Are you
before humans
scared?
made their debut.
Yes.
The myths and legends attributed to the Kraken are more than likely encounters with their very real and arguably very terrifying giant squid cousins. But after all that, we can't write the old Kraken off for sure. Human beings have only searched 5% of the oceans. Everything else down there is a mystery. It may be a creature of myth, but we can't imagine it would be fun to be eaten by a kraken. What if another real nautical creature decided to make you its dinner? What if you were swallowed by a whale?
Oh no.
Well, that sounds like a story for another